Newmal is sitting in the Project Iced Kerbal Mark III aircraft, and he has a secret mission. No one is to know, no records being kept, and no one is here to watch. Recently, we've been testing Project Kerbal Iced Kerbal Mark I and II with varying success. But now we have an improved design, and we have a mission. So on the maiden voyage of this aircraft, we have to do this in one shot. He will never get the chance to do this mission again. What is this mission, you are asking? Well, we don't know. If this mission is a success, then we will be briefed about it. But until then, we do a flyby of the Kerbal Space Center to make sure it's all empty. The reason why no one is there at the moment is because they're all celebrating Jebediah's return from the man. Yes, in the last episode, Ribney Kerbin went to the man and rescued him. So now he's on his mission. Can you guess where we're headed? Yes, we are going for the island runway. An abandoned outpost. Or is it abandoned? Is there something there? Is he there to pick up someone? A package? Or relay information? We don't know. And that's what we're going to find out. So we're coming in here for an approach. And I naively think, well, cut the engines. I'm coming too fast. Oh dear. There goes a wing. And we're not going to stop before the end of the runway, so click the abort button. Luckily the capsule survived, but it is made of hardy stuff. And here we are now, the main mission. Newmal Kerbin is going to do some science. First off, he has to gather data about the spacecraft. Well, aircraft. To make sure that all is working, but he's trapped in the capsule. Luckily, he has enough power to use the torque of the capsule to flip over, but he has to do some science. There you go, so he does his EVA report, he gets all the data. He can't transmit it back, he can't let anyone know that he's here. Now for a check of the main body of the spacecraft, but nothing you can do there. No science to be done there. A quick investigation of the two hangars. He comes across the first hangar and there is nothing in there, but he does a service sample. Perhaps he's checking for radioactivity. We're not entirely sure. But there is no radioactivity here, as you saw from the message. Whoop, that's not the entrance to the barn. This is. Oh, this looks interesting. Is this what he came here for? Doesn't look like much. Looks like some old parts that we should never use in the Kerbal Space Center. So anyway, this is the mission that he's going to do, or he's brought you to do. Up into the old launch tower. Yes, I bundled my way up here, trying to get up the stairs, time acceleration, and running into walls. So I'll spare you all that, and we'll go straight up to the top. Well, going at normal speed, now perhaps we can find out finally why he is here. But now Newmal Kerbin is feeling the eeriness of the place. He's doing an EVA report, looking at all the broken cupboards, the windows, all the empty snack trays. Perhaps it was the eeriness of the empty snack trays which was bothering him. He wasn't entirely sure, he just felt like he was being watched. As if something of the presence was there, yet still not being there. He also starts to feel a chill as he conducts his mission. He's putting a flag. It must be for some kind of message. And oh yes, it has a secret code. But the message reads, the signal we detected is at the North Pole. We must investigate. Who is this message for? Surely, if it's for a Kerbal, it could be taken directly to him. Or perhaps there's a Kerbal who will not come to the Kerbal Space Center. But Newmal, having enough of this creepiness, this place, decides to leave. But now Newmal Kerbin has completed his mission. He can hurry up back to his, what is left of his aircraft. And he juggles a bit about with the data, the science samples and everything, but he can now recover his vessel. But the only problem is, upon returning to the VAB and looking at the tracking station, what the hell is going on here? What witchcraft is this? Where has everything gone? It's not as if the radar's been switched off, and nothing escapes the vision of the tracking station. Oh man, that was intense and creepy. So who was that message for? We don't know, but we do know one thing. Our mission briefing states that there has been a signal detected at the North Pole, and we have to go up there to investigate. Yes, whoever's getting that message isn't actually the person that's going to investigate. It is to say we have to investigate. That was the message to the person. So anyway, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is Kerbalinian Odyssey, and here I'm launching a new satellite. Yeah, science probe. It is actually a sun skimmer. Well, it's not going to actually skimmer in the sun because I don't think it's got enough delta V, as you'll find out. And as you had seen as well, while we're getting into orbit with the sun skimmer, we have a new buildings at the Kerbal Space Center. And its Kerbal side mod, it actually allows you to add more buildings. You can add more things like landing pads across the planet Kerbin. At the moment I've only added the living quarters. They don't actually have a function. But anyway, here we are. We're testing out all the science equipment up on this sun skimmer probe. I forgot what I named it by now at the moment. Perhaps we'll get a quick view of it while I'm clicking everywhere. Anyway, after we get up into orbit... Oh no, wait a minute. This is actually the burn that we're going to use the mun. We're going to encounter the mun. We're going to use the mun as a gravity assist to get ourselves in a prograde vector in relation to Kerbin. In other words, we're going to slow our orbit down. So, in relation to we're going to slow our orbit down around the sun, or Kerbal as people like to call it, and we'll get into a lower orbit. That means we'll get close as possible to the sun. Okay, so now our burn's down. We've used almost all our fuel. Set up alarm, because I'm going to do a quick fast forward here of us leaving the planet Kerbin. So it's always spectacular. I always love that type of view. So yeah, I've set up the camera and now approaching the mun. Now obviously, and why did I set alarm by here? Because we could just go past the mun. Well, I set up a burn because it gives us an extra assist of the gravity. And you see I've set up a maneuver node. We don't actually have enough fuel to complete that maneuver node, but at least we can get close enough to the sun and do some science. So while we're here observing the spinning and the... This isn't actually fast forward, by the way. This is going normal time, so we're actually going quite a speed from Kerbin, from the Kerbin system. Rightio, we're out in the orbit around the sun now. We've left the Kerbal system, or Kerbin system. We're now doing some data. We're transmitting the goo canister back because we can't recover it, so we have to transmit it back. I will wait until we get in low orbit to get more data. Anyway, here we are with the more science probe. I think this is going to, this is going to Moho. This is actually one of the more science probes. Well, that's what they call Mark 1s. And they have a bit of a problem when you're thrusting with them. They're off balance. They keep on trying to turn to one direction. Anyway, you can see we're trying to set up a orbit. I'm using the addition of plus and minus orbits. And using the Kerbal alarm clock to get a Moho transfer is crap. It annoyed me because I had to set up the Moho burn, and you see in the bottom there, it's 5 days longer, and we're supposed to be transferring in less than a day or so. So what the hell? We'll line up with the maneuver node, And we go over to Iced Kerbal Project Mark 4. And as you can see, we have Newmal Kerrbin here, and he is going to be our pilot. We've got extra fuel tanks. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. The wheels are stretching out. We're having problems, and should I continue? Should I take off? No, we'll hit the building. So brake, 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 brake! Oh, shit! That's... Where's he gone? Oh, no. Damn it, I thought we lost Newmal coming in, but it's, even though his picture was in the corner, I couldn't see the capsule. Oh, well. It's still rolling. Where's he going to stop? Oh, man. Oh, we can't activate the brakes now. Damn it. Oh, man. This is going to keep on going here. Let's see how long this will keep on going for. Bit of time accelerate, I think. Oh, well, perhaps we shouldn't do the time accelerate. So yes, we had some problems with the first flight. You see, when we do some time accelerate, the wheels stretch out. There's not enough structure there to hold it together. But another rebuild, and we have Iced Kerbal, well, Project Iced Kerbal Mark 4.1. We got all the struts there, we'll hold it together and make sure the wheels won't stretch, and we should be fine. We shouldn't veer off, we can go straight, okay, so we're not going to go straight. Come on, pull up, pull up, pull up. It seemed a bit difficult to pull it up. We do eventually get him up out into the air. And yes, I didn't link the action groups. What it was, I have got 7 landing gears on there. The outer ones are on the outer tanks, which can be disregarded once the fuel is used in them, and then we can just use the other 3 landing gear. Although it does seem a bit too close to the center, they could easily tip over. Anyway, we are in the air, and we're going to, what are we going to do? Buzz the tower, I suppose you can call it. We're coming in, and oh, that was a bit close. I don't think we'll be trying that again, will we, Newmal? And you better not, because those buildings are expensive to repair. Anyway, enough of our shenanigans. We've got a mission to do. We have to go to the North Pole. As you can see, this is to represent us going off into the north. What we'll find up there, we do not know. We do know the exact location of the signal. Or almost. But while we're doing this, while we're doing some science over the Highlands, let's talk about what happened in the beginning when we lost everything in the game. Well, I had a crash when I tried to launch Project Iced Kerbal Mark 3, and when I relaunched it, it was working fine. I had no problems. I thought, okay, I can continue the game. And it was then when I went back to the when I went back to the Kerbal Space Center, I found out that everything had disappeared. So I had to load a previous save, and that previous save was when Jebediah was still on command, when we were rescuing him with Ribney Kerbin. So I had to bring him back, redo that return mission and everything. Luckily it was easy, it happened exactly as we planned in the last episode. But here we are, I'm being called to tea, food is calling, so Newmal, also he wants his lunch as well, but we'll have to land. You see, we're having trouble turning this thing. This thing isn't aerodynamically stable, is it? Still got a lot of work to do with that. But this time we'll let down all the landing gear. Perhaps that'll stop us from veering off. And come on, cut the engines. Do a little aero braking here by pulling our nose up. Or what do you call it? Flaring the nose. Okay, we're coming down for landing as the music stops. And woo, that was close. That bounce almost cost us the mission. Anyway, here we are. We're landing. We're going to have our lunch. A bit of science first, though, I suppose. So we get Newmal Co, to log the temperature, transmit it all back. Suppose we might as well get more EVA and transmit that back as well. Keep it, then transmit it back, because you can't transmit it straight from a Kerbal. But now lunch is over. We've got a mission to do. We can't hang around here all day, even though it is a nice scenic spot for a picnic. Kerbals want to go to space, but to do that we have to go and investigate everything. Now, something wrong with the camera here. Yeah, it was when it was coming out of the cockpit. It was pretty full zooming of the aircraft. And as you can see by here as well, I still have problems trying to pull up. It was only because of that bounce on the ground that we were able to get airborne. I'll have to remember that as we go into the north, into the flattest areas on the planet, despite the actual curvature of the planet, which is good. Well, yeah, it's curved. Okay, fair enough. Let's carry on anyway with our mission to the North Pole to find the origin of this signal that Newmal has been sent to investigate. Yes, this is only a reconnaissance mission at the moment. If we have to, we'll send a tactical science team. So anyway, let's do a little fast forward so we can actually get to the North Pole. Otherwise we won't be able to in this video. So we're up in the cloud area. The map is showing that we must have reached the North Pole. The science data is saying we've reached the North Pole. But we can't see where we are. We need visual confirmation, Newmal. Okay, coming down. And what is that we see in the distance? This is quite interesting. What the hell could be up here in the north? Luckily, Kerbals have telescopic vision. So let's have Newmal have a closer look. It looks like a telescope and some kind of dome. But what is the purpose of this? Why is there a signal coming from here? Or why was there a signal? As there is no longer a signal coming from here. So let's take a closer look. Well, a telescope? You don't get to see much else up here in the north with a telescope. It could be used for spying. Stargazing, perhaps. But this is what we're interested in. Newmal, what is it? Tell us.
Have a look now. Oh my god! It's full of trees!
Newmal, come in. Newmal, can you read? We seem to have lost contact.